Can you believe what you're hearing on the news today? Or more importantly, are you being fooled by what you're hearing on the news? Because all of you so-called truthers, quote unquote, out there, are being fooled. You're being deceived in every way imaginable. Now, what I'm referring to, of course, you would probably know by the title of this video, Edward Snowden. Now, apparently, Russia granted Edward Snowden, the so-called whistleblower, temporary asylum. Now, I want to say, this whole case is ridiculous. And I've been calling that ever since it came out. Okay, let's take out a little history and see what's been going on. Okay, well, one, any idiot can figure out that the United States government and the NSA was spying on every citizen in the world and, other foreign countries and stuff. Anyone could figure that out. The Snowden whistleblower thing was going on too. Well, the point is, the NSA case, it's been going on. And it all of a sudden just pops up on the news. Alright? Why do you think that is? And you really have to wonder, if anyone gets that amount of attention from the mainstream media and the television, you have to question their intentions. Alright? You have to question why the media is telling us what it's telling us. If you're in the so-called truth movement, then question, or if you're just any person, but question why they're telling us this. If Edward Snowden was really a threat to the United States government, what do you think would happen to him? He would be killed. And many of you will sit there and say, well, yeah, but that's why he fled, and now he's, well, he was in a Russian airport, but all that stuff. Yeah? You really believe that? It's funny. Why do you think the media would talk about him, give him this much exposure, giving what he's exposing this much exposure? Why? Think about it. Who controls the media? Who controls the government? Same people, right? Why would the government expose something about themselves? That's what you really need to question right now. Okay, and this is exactly why the Edward Snowden case has happened. And it has got so much exposure. And I'll tell you right now, this is why. Because America has been enemy number one against the Illuminati. Alright? We have been the biggest adversary of the Illuminati. Ever since our founding, we've been the biggest adversary. A lot of people don't understand things about our founding, but that's another story. But we have been, and we're only proving it now, that we have been the biggest adversary, and that makes America enemy number one against the Illuminati. Alright? Now this, you may wonder, and even if you're from another country, you may wonder too, because this is a propaganda that's been foisted upon you. Alright? America is enemy number one. They're trying to get all the nations of the world to hate America. They infiltrated our government, yes. They control our government, yes. But that does not mean they control the people. If you live in another country, you probably think all the problems in the world are being caused by America and its military, which is a lie. Our government has been infiltrated and subverted, so it's not the United States' fault. Yes, our criminal government is doing horrible things, and a lot of people here are trying to stop it. And that's why we're enemy number one. Here's an example. After Sandy Hook, right, they tried to take the guns. They tried to push gun control. After that, this is one example. In Utah, every county sheriff and every sheriff in Utah said that if the federal government tries to go on an offensive and take the guns from the people, we will not hesitate to protect the people and protect their rights, and we will not hesitate to fight against the federal officers. That's what every sheriff in Utah said. Other people, or other sheriffs throughout the country also said this. There's militias in this country on standby. The militias here are not attacking the government. Where they're waiting for the government to make the move. So then, when they make the move, the militias are right there. They're ready. And when the government makes the move, the government will be the one on the offensive, not the people. And the militias and the local police will have the support of the people if it's the federal government making the offensive. And they cannot take the guns because of that reason. The local police aren't going along with it. And we have militias on standby in this country. Very well-armed, well-regulated militias that will not allow the government to take the freedoms away from the American people. Plain and simple. And then you see the Snowden case coming out. And the Snowden case was to get all nations of the world to hate on the United States. Like I said, this Snowden case was going on forever. It's been going on. Everyone knew the NSA was spying on people through PRISM. Everyone knew that. They've been doing it for decades and decades. And if you're a fool and you think that information is just coming out, do some research into history. And you really have to ask, why is he appearing on the television? Why is he getting this much coverage? Huh? He came out right now, or a couple months ago. That story came out because to get the nations to hate the United States, because of the nations and the presidents of those countries see the United States as spying on them, and they also saw how the United States invaded Iraq and killed millions of civilians, and Afghanistan and the other nations that we invaded, and countries and people around the world are sick of it, and I don't blame them. But my point is that they're trying to get the nations and the people in those nations to hate on the United States because they cannot take our liberties and they cannot destroy the Constitution. You see, they may have the Patriot Act, they may have the NDAA and all the other laws that basically rip up the Bill of Rights. But if they cannot take the guns, if they cannot take our guns, then it doesn't matter what other freedoms they take away, because we can protect our freedoms and our rights if we have guns. And if we can defend ourselves. And in this country, we have 75 guns per 100 citizens. That's basically unprecedented. Only other time that happened was in Europe when it was 80 guns per 100 citizens, and that was after World War II, and guns were illegal also. I guess in most countries. So yeah, and guns were illegal, but guns are legal here. You can get them on any street, and we have 75 guns per 100 citizens. Now, why is that a threat? Yeah. If we have the guns, they can't take our freedoms. If they can't take our freedoms, Illuminati can't control this nation, no matter how much they have infiltrated every level of our society, and they have. But if they can't take the freedoms and the guns away, then it doesn't matter what they do. I want to rein in the government, but my point is, it doesn't matter what they do if we have the guns. They cannot lock down this country like Nazi Germany if the people have guns. Do you think if the Jews during the Holocaust had guns, 75 guns per 100 Jews, that they would have been rounded up as easily as they were? Not at all. That's why we're a threat. They can't destroy our evangelism, they can't destroy our guns, can't destroy our rights. So that's why Snowden came out. If he gets people around the world to hate the United States, and the world already does hate the U.S. government, that is. If they do, I mean, well, people already saw what the U.S. is doing overseas in the Middle East. And people don't like it. I don't like it. Alright? Now, when the Snowden case comes out, that gets people even more mad. And it's exactly what the United States wants. No, I mean, it's exactly what the Illuminati wants. My bad. When they get people to hate the United States, because the United States is basically right now the only country that has not fallen to the power of the Illuminati. There's a few others, sure. The United States is basically the biggest adversary of them, and the American people are the biggest danger to them. And it's important you understand that. America isn't lost. It's lost if you think it's lost. Get to understand that. They haven't destroyed this country. They're destroying it. And if they succeed in the Snowden case, Snowden will get people to hate the United States. Then a United Nations force will come and invade the United States. See, I'm not worried that I'm going to die by the hand of the government. Although I will fight a criminal government. But I am worried more of a United Nations force coming to our soil and that kind of thing happening. Understand? Russia, China, France, Japan, United Kingdom, Germany, and almost every other single nation on this planet is controlled by the same people who have infiltrated the United States government. Get to understand that. Putin is the biggest puppet of this New World Order. He's more of a puppet than Obama. If you don't understand that, you're being deceived. And you're helping to destroy this country, whether you think you're fighting the government or not. And let me give you some history. This is what a lot of you probably don't know. During the Civil War, the North, Abraham Lincoln, made a treaty with Russia. He made a treaty with Russia because during the Civil War, who supported the South? France and England. England supported them heavily. And it was even so much to the case that France and England were talking, and they were planning to invade the United States during the Civil War in support of the South. Alright? Now, if you understand that, you will really understand what's happening now. Although, now, Russia's controlled by the same people America is controlled, and America is also controlled. So it changes the situation. But the point is, during that time, Russia told Britain and the United States, if you invade they told Britain and France, if you invade the United States, we will not hesitate to invade across continental Europe and invade you. That's what Russia said. Of course, the Bolshevik revolutions happened in Russia in 1917 and instilled atheist communism, and ever since, Russia has been controlled by the Illuminati. So what's happening now will only lead to Russia invading us. And if you continue to attack the United States, that's just doing what they want. Yes, I will expose my government, but I'm telling you, if you live in another country, expose your government, because your government is also doing crimes. And your government is also controlled by the same people the United States government is controlled by. And trust me, there is a lot of people, we are a large group by now, there is a lot of people who are working to stop our criminal government in the United States. But this Snowden case is not how to do that. Everyone knew the NSA was spying on people. They only brung it out because they can get it to the majority of people who really weren't paying attention before. And that way they can persuade them, convince them, and eventually it will lead to a full-scale invasion on the United States of America. And that is the fate that we're leading. Yes, they would like to... Okay. What happened in Nazi Germany? We all know Nazi Germany. What happened? Well, the same people who funded Hitler to power, put Hitler in power, destroyed the country of Germany. Same people who did that, ended up being the same people who opposed Hitler. Who controlled Britain? Illuminati. Who controlled Germany? Nazi Germany? Illuminati. The proof is there. And I can't go on with this video forever, although I would like to give you the proof, but the proof is there. And what happened in World War II? All the nations of the world joined together to fight the Nazis. And what came out of World War II? The United Nations, of course. So let's go review. Powers that be, people controlling our world, funded Hitler to power. Yeah? Then, they destroyed the country of Germany, locked it down in a fascist, socialist dictatorship. Then, got the other nations that they control, and also were working to destroy, and got them to invade Nazi Germany. Got them to unite to destroy Nazi Germany. Now, what do you think will happen now? People will join up together to take down the big bad Nazis, the United States and Israel. That's what will happen. And the New World Order will be the New World Order will be born out of the ashes of that war. Get that through your thick skull. It's not all about the United States and their imperialism. It goes way beyond that, in fact. And until you people around the world get that through your head, you will be deceived and manipulated. The Illuminati controls both sides of every war. Oh, almost every war. And when they don't, you can tell. They certainly don't control both sides of the truth movement, but they control the truth movement, and don't forget that. Well, this has been a long video, but think about what I said and stop listening to people like Alex Jones, who just don't really tell you anything. The Snowden case is just another attempt to attack the United States and to bring about a one-world socialist totalitarian government. The proof is there. Do not be deceived.
And Daily Motion, and whoever else that I put this on. How y'all doing? Well, guys, this is just another rabbit hole, in my personal opinion. Is he, or was he, trained as a spy? I don't know. Personally, I think it's just a distraction to get her. He's been in the news an awful lot. And generally, when you have someone in the news this much, and, you know, you got the guy that's interviewing him in this, that's on mainstream media all the time, but yet he's sitting here talking to him, and he's wanted by the United States. Just my personal opinion. Sounds kind of like a setup to me, but hey, you know, that's all just a big game. You can hear the whole story right here on this video. And you know, yesterday we talked about, in one of my videos, about what we were going to do and how we were going to do and what day. I started it in this video, or this web page. And yesterday's video, me talking about it, no one responds. Not even a comment. Very few. About 3. So I guess that's what y'all want. And this right here, very little response. This is the video that I actually talk about that in. And this one as well. To stay home the 5th and the 6th of July. And not spend any money. It's not hard to do. You just do it. But there's all kinds of comments about it won't work, it won't do this, it won't do that. They just make more money. Yeah, of course they can. But that's the point. Don't you get it? Does anybody not get it? They are controlling you. You're not controlling them by doing YouTube or web pages or any different type of information that you can possibly think of. The only thing you're doing is really spinning your wheels. And the most of you, and the most parts of all of this, is all about money. Just like this particular web page right here, the one I was telling you about yesterday. Now, do y'all think that they got all of this equipment, all of these different things for free? I mean, really? Don't you know that that costs millions of dollars to do? All the different information, all of these things that they build. Don't you know that that costs millions of dollars? I know you do. I mean, you're not stupid. None of you are. Yesterday I told you it goes to the links. And I'm showing it to you. Don't you know that this right here costs millions of dollars to build? I mean, you think they did it for free? Everybody just got out there and built something from scratch? Come on, you're not really that stupid, are you? I don't think so. But maybe you are. I don't know. They got the money from somewhere. Do you think they got it from the kindergarten teacher from down the street? Or where? It's all up to y'all. Do what you want to do. That's all you can do. That's all I do. I tell you the truth or what I see. If you don't like that, I can't help you. The truth's the truth. A lie's a lie. Remember that. And remember that for a long time. Because there's going to come a time in the near future, in the very near future, that all the lies that you've been told are all going to hit you in the face. And that's all I can tell you. For those of you that don't want to push the truth, or help, or try, remember that for a long time. Because it's going to hit you in the face. So y'all have a great day now, you hear? Please go to the links in the below sections so you can actually see the real information and all the information that goes along with the story that I may be telling you. So you can see the truth of everything, including the Act of 1871. So much love to y'all. Y'all have a great evening. And for my cold dead hands, abolish the Act of 1871.